Imran Khan went from cricketer to star, then Prime Minister of Pakistan. A year ago, he was ousted by a vote of no confidence. Since then, Imran Khan has been fighting for power, campaigning throughout Pakistan. A few months ago, he was shot with 4 bullets in his leg. Imran Khan sees the current government behind this attack. There are violent clashes between Khan supporters and the police. More than 140 lawsuits are filed against him, with the intention of disqualifying him from being elected, says Imran Khan when we reach him at his home in Lahore, Pakistan. Imran Khan, is your life still in danger?
The people who I am contesting elections against are the two family mafias. They're not political parties, they're family mafias. Only the parties are dominated by just their own families. Okay, so it's not a question of a democratic political party, as you know. It's just, and so these people have made so much money, and their money making, the corruption is legendary. It's reported in the Western newspapers too. And like in the developing world, what happens is they steal the money and then they take it abroad. So they do damage twice. Once when they steal the money, and twice when they send it abroad, which means that we eventually puts pressure on our dollar, because when you buy dollars and send them abroad, it puts pressure on your currency, which devalues. So, and then devaluation causes inflation and poverty. So this is the same with most of the developing world. The ruling elites of the developing world steal money and take it outside in offshore accounts and Western capitals, and their countries go more into poverty. They cause poverty by doing that. So, number one, they have huge amounts. They made huge amounts of money, and when through this conspiracy, when they removed me from power, what they did was that they gave themselves immunity from the corruption cases, and the corruption cases were about $5 billion. So they gave themselves immunity. Now, the reason why my life is in danger is because they are worried that whenever there are elections, all the opinion polls are that sweep the elections. Of the 37 by-elections, we have swept 30 of them. So, they know that my party is poised to win. So they are running away from elections. But if they have to have elections, they do not want me to be in power. So hence my life is threatened.
You want elections to take place as soon as possible, whereas the government wants them as late as possible. When will they happen?
Rosa, look, what we want is the constitution to be implemented. The constitution of Pakistan is very clear. The moment you dissolve your parliaments, whether it is federal or provincial, elections have to be held within 90 days. This is the constitution of Pakistan. So we dissolved our 2 governments. Out of the 4 provinces, my party was in power in 2 of them. So we dissolved the two governments. By the way, this is what all the senior leadership of the political parties, even then who was the army chief, General Bajwa, they kept telling me that, look, if you want elections, dissolve your parliament, your governments. So we did. Now, once we dissolved our government, they are now running away from elections. They refuse to hold elections in 90 days. We went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has given a verdict that the elections have to be held in 90 days. But the government is refusing to provide money for the elections, saying we don't have the money, or saying we can't give security. So it's all excuses. But the Supreme Court now is standing firm that the elections have to be held within 90 days in these 2 provinces. So all we want is the Supreme Court verdict to be implemented according to the Constitution.
How unstable is Pakistan?
The instability is because there is political instability, because there are no elections. The government is one of the worst governments formed with a 12-party coalition, which means there's no governance there. When you have 12-party coalition, it's everyone having a share of the pie. There's no governance. But the worst is our economy has since 1 year when we were taken out of power, the economy has tanked. So we have the worst economic indicators in our history. We are basically bankrupt. Our rupee has lost 35% of its value in just a space of 11 months. We have the worst inflation in our history of Pakistan, especially the sensitive price index, which means common people, the things that they eat on, or the kitchen stuff, it's almost 50% inflation. So worst inflation, then the rupee falling means, the everything imported, oil, everything has gone up, and inflation is not being controlled. But then the other thing is we have now, from 6% growth rate a year ago under us, it's now gone down to 0.4%. So that means massive unemployment. 50% of industry is closed. So revenues are falling, exports are going down. So therefore, all the economic